colonoscopy and endoscopy.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, January 8th, 2020 meeting of the Lebanon Utility Service Board. Let the record reflect that all board members are present tonight, and there was a short working session prior to the meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item tonight is the approval of the minutes from the December 11th, 2019 meeting. Everyone had a chance to review those minutes, and if so, anything that needs to be changed?
I move that we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion by Dan, seconded by Jim to approve the minutes from December 11th, 2019. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Next item on the agenda tonight is internet bandwidth, and Seth Bird's going to address the board about that. Hi, Seth.
Hello. Okay. Currently, the Lebanon Utilities runs an internet service provider, and as such, we have to purchase our internet bandwidth from a tier 1 provider. So we purchase our bandwidth, our access to the internet from another company. Currently, we're using Zayo Bandwidth Group. We've been with them for several years. Our current bandwidth agreement expires mid-February. So we're looking to enter into a new agreement. Also, another reason we were liking to look into a new agreement is our current bandwidth that we're subscribing to. We are hitting in peak hours around 80 to 90%, sometimes up to 100% of our actual capacity. And so to continue to provide good service, we need to increase our capacity to our customers. So we're currently subscribing to a circuit at a rate of 1 gigabit per second. We're looking to move that to a rate of 2 gigabits per second. We received a quote from Zayo Bandwidth Group for 36 months, and we're actually going to see no price increase. It's going to be charging us the same rates that we're paying now per month, but we do need to sign a new 36-month agreement. So I'm requesting that the board approve us entering into another 36-month agreement with Zayo Bandwidth Group to increase our capacity to 2 gigabits per second for a monthly price of, I think it was $29.92.50, or around $35,910 a month. And that is under what we budgeted, because I did budget expecting to see a potential price increase. So we budgeted a 25% price increase. So it was approved in our budgets for an actual higher amount than we're requesting.
So that'd be $35,910 a year, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then that for 3 years. 36 months.
Seth, I assume that's a pretty good benefit to people using our bandwidth, right? Is that?
I mean, that's what they're paying for. So we have an obligation to continue to provide them a good quality service. If you are at capacity for too long, just like with any other service utilities provides, if you're at capacity, either people's performance is going to suffer, or you're going to have to not be able to take on any new customers. And in our business, the internet, our job is to get new customers and increase that revenue, so we can put that money right back into the network to continue to improve it.
Good stuff. Any questions for Seth? All right. Entertain a motion.
I make a motion we approve the renewal of our existing contract with Zayo for a period of 36 months for a capacity of 2 gigabytes per second with no increase in price. The general manager to authorize to sign a contract.
Second that.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Jim to approve the internet bandwidth increase. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Seth.
Thank you.
All right, next item is electric department replacement of truck number 33, and our operations manager, Jeff Greeno, will address the board about that.
Hello, everyone. The electric department would like to replace truck 33. It is a 2007 GMC Canyon. This truck is 12 years old and it has over 100,000 miles on it. I have quotes from local dealerships of Gene Lewis Ford and Bill Estes Chevrolet. And Gene Lewis Ford will clean up the 2007 Canyon and try to resell it for us.
Let's see, when you say resell it for us,
They're
they
going
re,
to sell it for us.
and we get the money?
Yes. Yes.
I guess they get something out of doing this for us?
Yeah, they gave us a quote of what they estimated we may get out of it. Not-
Right,
it's not a lot.
what I mean is this just part of the service and part of the proposal that they do this?
From what the gentleman told me, it's just something that he's done for the utilities for years.
Okay, thank you.
They'll end up probably taking it to auction to sell it,
Yeah, more likely that's what,
but we will have to declare it surplus before we do that.
okay. Like I said, this vehicle, you know, is past its 10-year rotation, so it's my recommendation to the board that they approve this request for the 2020 Ford Ranger from Gene Lewis Ford at the quoted price of $23,433, and allow Gene Lewis to sell the 2000 truck for us. Do you have any other questions?
This was budgeted, correct?
Yes, this was on the capital additions, it'd be line item number 10.
Perfect.
All right, any other questions for Jeff?
Is the way the motion worded satisfactory?
No,
for
I
you?
would like to see the vehicle declared as surplus and allow it to be sold. As a note, I believe that we had kind of and it's been a number of years ago, but we had kind of an auction type agreement where they would sell vehicles for us, and I believe we would be operating under that,
Okay.
that arrangement.
We have a company that we used for a bucket truck when I first started here, Kane Auctioneers.
Yeah, no, this is a separate agreement.
Yeah.
You're right.
And that was a specialty vehicle, but as I recall, there's and that's what I thought you were operating under here, that they would sell vehicles for us, and I believe there was a percentage commission
Right.
that they would charge. But if you want to operate under that agreement, that's fine, but I'd like to see that vehicle separately declared as surplus.
Right, and, you know, we do have some kind of a liability to divulge the information of the vehicle, and I might give that to council, that's what I use for the city.
So we probably want to do two motions, the first declaring the '07 vehicle as surplus, and then the second to approve the purchase of the new vehicle.
Okay, I'd move that we declare the 2007 Ford as surplus to be sold, by what means yet to be determined.
A second?
Motion made by Dan, seconded by Bill to declare the 2007 vehicle as surplus and to be sold. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
See, was there a second?
I
Yep,
second
Bill.
it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, that part of that first motion carries, and then we will entertain another one if there's no more discussion on the 2020 vehicle.
I'd make a motion to approve the purchase of the 2020 Ford Ranger from Gene Lewis Ford for a not-to-exceed amount of $23,433.
Second?
Motion made by Jim, seconded by Dan to approve the purchase of a not-to-exceed amount of $23,433 of the 2020 Ford Ranger from Gene Lewis Ford. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Next item is electric project management. Our general manager, Ed, will address the board on this item.
Yes, thank you. In the working session to the prior board meeting, I we had a discussion about using Butler Fairman Seifert for civil engineering support on electrical engineering projects to fill some gaps that we had previously seen on projects. Answered questions there. It seems like it's a good move. We've been moving forward on that, and I'd like to place before the board a motion to use them on an as-needed basis to do that.
All right, thanks, Ed. Any discussion or questions for Ed on that?
And my understanding that this would be part of the electric utility budget under purchased services for engineering fees.
Yes, but it's an as-needed basis, and
So that is in the budget?
Right, it's in the budget for 50,000, so this,
I'm not sure that that's covered under the 50,000 part.
I checked with Sandra earlier, and she indicated that it was.
I think we need to check that. She's not here.
no, we discussed it with her earlier on email. I can,
Okay, well,
Okay, I mean, are we pretty confident that that's part of the budget?
I specifically asked Sandra what budget line item it came from, and she responded via email that it was this line item.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
You want me to forward you the email?
I mean, it sounds to me like it's in the budget, and...
It's in the budget, that's
if-
fine.
If there's something different, then we'll find that out, but it sounds like that's pretty good evidence to me that it's in the budget, so. Any other discussion on this item? If not, I'll entertain some motions here.
I make a motion to approve engineering services from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert on an hourly basis as needed for not to exceed amount of $14,500, authorizing general manager to sign on our behalf.
Second.
Motion made by Dan, seconded by Aaron to approve the engineering from Butler, Fairman, Seifert in a not-to-exceed amount of $14,500 with general manager signing for approval. Again, this is for the electric department. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Next item is approval of claims. Everyone had a chance to review the claims? Questions or discussion about the claims?
I make a motion, we approve the claims?
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Jim to approve the claims. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item is any other business that comes before the board.
yes, I have one item. I'd like to invite John Leitner from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert to the microphone. He's got some exciting information to share with the board.
Afternoon, everybody.
Hi, John.
Came here to talk to you guys a little bit about kind of a recap of our Sugar Creek water treatment plant and well field improvement projects that we recently completed. As a brief overview, those projects were a multi-phase guaranteed savings contract project aimed at enhancing the reliability of the Sugar Creek water treatment plant and well fields, which provides approximately 80% of the water to our 16,000 water customers. The water risk assessment identified outdated electrical equipment at the water treatment plant and aging raw water and electric lines within the well fields as two of the most critical threats to our system. The first phase of the project included the construction of a new electrical room and electrical equipment, water treatment plant generator, and system control upgrades. The second phase included the construction of new electrical lines and generator raw water lines within the well field itself. So the exciting news I had today is we submitted for an award and actually won a merit award from ACEC Indiana for their Engineering Excellence Awards.
What was it? What organization was that?
So it's the American Council of Engineering Companies. ACEC is a pretty common acronym for it. So that'll get me into why was this project considered so important. Kind of touched on it on my brief overview of the project, but it's basically about water system reliability. We performed a risk and resilience assessment with Butler Fairman Seifert, Sondy Solutions, and the Lebanon Utilities staff, where we kind of went over the 40 biggest threats to the water system. This project actually identified directly 3 of the top 10. So the second biggest hazard, the 7th, and the 8th. Ryan and Ottinger, the water operations manager, and I recently went through and updated this after the project. And the project actually went ahead and mitigated to where those top 3 are now actually in the lower 30s of our issues. So really a beneficial project to the whole system as far as reliability. So how did we gain reliability? Adding that new electrical room, adding a new generator. Our old generator was over 40 years old. And at one point at the end, I think we were pretty questionable on whether it would actually kick on. If we had an issue and we were to the point where we weren't testing it anymore to not make sure that anything happened. So with that, we wanted to do belt and suspenders. So not only did we have a new generator, but we added a connection for a portable generator at the water treatment plant should anything actually happen to that brand new generator. We also then looped electrical line to the well field where if there breaks anywhere, we have switches that we can reverse feed things. We did the same thing with the raw water line to the well field where we actually kept a portion of the old raw water line and cleaned it and have that available too if we have a break even in our new water line. We also added a new generator in the well field. So again, if there are more issues with the electrical line that goes out to that, we actually have a permanent generator out there where Ryan can go ahead and just flip a switch, and actually it'll be automatic. He won't actually flip the switch, it'll just happen. He doesn't have to worry about getting a portable generator or anything out there. But we did also provide portable generators at each well. So again, belt and suspenders and maybe even a little bit extra there. So how was this project so successful? It all stemmed from Lebanon Utilities staff involvement, coordination with the wellfield property owner, who actually helped out quite a bit and was very accommodating. The design team communication, using a guaranteed savings contract really helped. We got to select our provider, which was Kokosing Industrial. They were also great with communication, especially again with the wellfield property owner, making sure they were aware of what was going on and what was happening. And then actually the state revolving loan fund, actually securing the funds and the money. We had quite a bit of conversation with representatives from there. They had a site visit, things like that. So it was really came down to communication is why we were able to be so successful.
I believe our general counsel had his fingerprints on a lot of those bullet points.
I am just happy to have this one done. Cleaned up a lot of issues.
A lot of issues.
So the last thing I want to talk about, what made this project award-winning? For the application to submit for this award, we had to answer address these 4 items for projects. So the original application of new or existing techniques, the future value of the engineering profession and perception by the public, social, economical, and sustainable design considerations, and complexity. With our original application of new or existing techniques, that really went back to our use of that risk and resiliency assessment. So that's something that actually Sondy Solutions brought up as a really good idea that we went ahead and did, and now it's going to be something that's required by everybody, by the state, in order to get funding or to get permits. So we were actually a little bit ahead of the game as far as starting to look at what are threats to your system and how do you address them. Also utilizing guaranteed savings I think we're on at least 3 of them now that have been successful and have really worked out well as far as coordination and budgeting and funding for Lebanon Utilities. When we look at the future value to the engineering profession and perception by the public, when you talk about a water project, the best perception of the public is there is no perception of the project. So we were able to accomplish that in there. We did not have any downtime of the water treatment plant. Actually, to change over the entire electrical system, it took 30 minutes in the end. It was our ultimate switch over from the old power to the new power. So the fact that we didn't get any calls from the project and didn't have any issues, that's the best public perception that you can ask for from a water project. As far as social, economical, and sustainable design, it's all about reliability and providing clean water to those customers reliably. So as I talked about, we have belt and suspenders and probably a belt and suspenders on those. So I know Ryan's sleeping a little bit better at night, knowing that, you know, if something goes wrong, we at least have multiple backups to make sure everything's running smooth. And then complexity, I know we've talked about it before, but the project being located within the largest private hunting preserve in the state added quite a bit of complexity and property owner coordination to really make things tough. And to add on to that, the well field's also located within a floodplain and within a wetland. So we had to stay on accessible drives that had already been disturbed and really kind of watch everything that's going. Again, Kokosing Industrial did a great job of coordinating all of that, making sure. I know they have a lot of hunters, and when you see some blinds certain places, it's tempting to stray off the beaten path, but everybody managed to stay within their lane and make sure everybody was happy. So again, it's pretty exciting. We ended up with this Excellence Award. We'll actually get it presented at a luncheon in March, in which we've invited General Manager, the Utility Board Chairman, the Mayor, and the Water Operations Manager to attend with Butler and Fairburn and Seifert. So pretty exciting and a really successful project, and we appreciated being a part of it.
Good job.
Great. So, if anybody's got any questions or any follow-up, that's what I got.
Thanks, John.
Wonderful.
Anything else here for the board? Anything from the public? Okay, before we adjourn, on behalf of the board, I want to take this opportunity to express our condolences to the family of longtime Lebanon Utility employee Mike Hale, who recently passed away. Mike was most recently the supervisor of our metering department, and he's going to be greatly missed at Lebanon Utilities. So we're going to miss Mike. Anything else from the board tonight? Our next meeting is scheduled Wednesday, January 22nd at 5 p.m. And if nobody has anything else, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Jim to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thanks, everyone.